Making movies is hard, but I know a thing or two about it. So I figured I'm gonna walk through adapting a book, a very small snippet of a book, into a screenplay, planning out how I might shoot the scene, and even some finishing touches with like score and color in the edit. Sister Carrie, good book. Sister Carrie basically follows, well, what does it say? When Carrie Meeber runs away to Chicago, she has nothing to rely on but her beauty and a fierce determination to improve her life. She escapes work in a factory by becoming the mistress of first one man and then a more successful one, but ultimately leaves them behind for success and fame on the stage in New York. The scene I wanted to adapt, it's sort of the inciting incident for the biggest change in the book, the change where there is no coming back from because it will ultimately lead to Hurstwood committing a crime. The scene that I want to adapt happens right after her first performance on the stage in Chicago, and both of her admirers come backstage to congratulate her, and she is at this point somewhat tired of her first one, Drouet, and very excited for this new one, Hurstwood. Well, where I'm going to start the scene, because it's a long book and you obviously can't adapt minute for minute. So Hurstwood is in the box that they both had to watch the show, and Drouet has gone backstage to boost Carrie's confidence. We get a glimpse into Hurstwood's mind. After seeing Carrie this performance, he's so enamored with her, he's like, I have to have her. Carrie is, of course, excited and can tell that she's done well. She's realizing that she can get things by being a good performer. And also she's realizing her own sort of independent worth. She's realizing that she has something beyond just what she can do for these men. So as they're getting in a carriage to go downtown, a coach, Hurstwood gets in before Drouet, so she has this brief moment alone with him, and she squeezes his hand. Of course, Hurstwood is now like, she loves me, I've got it, Hurstwood's smitten. Let's see. Could have sold his soul to be with her. He could have sold his soul to be with her alone. Well, there's some foreshadowing there, but certainly he's pained, shall we say. So, a very quick moment, but it is the moment where two important things happen in this story. Carrie's passion for Drouet dies and she moves on to Hurstwood. Well, to be fair, her passion for Drouet is already dead. Or she begins to realize that she can move on from these two men altogether. So, the hard work of adapting. A couple questions as we turn this into a scene with characters doing things, because part of what makes this book so wonderful is hearing all of these different characters' inner monologues. But as a movie sort of goes, it's very hard to rely on these inner monologues. We have to find ways to externalize them with visuals, with actions. So the key elements of this scene, we have Carrie's success, we have Hurstwood making a move and Carrie encouraging it. This is a little more taking a back step, but we have Drouet's oblivion. I want to point out that as I'm working on this, I started with Carrie's success. In general, you're going to find stories more compelling when characters do things, or when they try and do things. They encounter obstacles perhaps, but they're active. So this first thing I wrote down, Carrie's success, is true. It's accurate to the scene, but how can she feel about the success? What can she do about it? She can mourn it. That would be a little silly. She can ignore her success, right? If people are clamoring in and saying, you've done a great job, and she's like, no, it's, that's not a big deal, right? That would be ignoring the success. In this particular case, I think she is, I think the thing that makes the most sense is her celebrating her success. So now we have the things that happen in the scene. Also, there's sort of these locations we move through. So there's the physical structure of the scene is the backstage at the theater. We have the carriage outside the theater. There's that moment. And then there's the dinner we might not see since something happens at it. That's potentially just going to slow down our pacing. And then there's the moment leaving the dinner. And now we have the scene, we can commit it to paper. So now that we have the scene, we have to figure out how to design it. What are the like physical aspects in it? Costumes, characters, set pieces, set dressing, all these things, as well as the physical blocking of the scene, what the camera's going to be doing. I'm taking little notes as we go. Okay, so let's say backstage, we have dressing room for Carrie. We have the hallway outside. I think that's going to be important because we're going to follow Carrie. We're going to follow Carrie. We have C, Carrie, Drouet, and Hurstwood. We're going to follow them in. Carrie in front of her mirror. Drouet over here. And then Hurstwood can walk in at the door. One of the big things I definitely want to do in this scene to emphasize their sort of constant vying for her attention, but also her, in this particular scene, her sort of aloofness, her distance from it. And so a lot of this will be covered with sort of a close-up with the two of them in the background on either side. So I'll have Carrie always with Drouet and Hurstwood sort of behind her. Their suits, their fancy suits. Actually, really, we want more close-up even, so Carrie with sort of half Drouet behind her, half Hurstwood. My sketches are abysmal. You'll have to bear with me. Carriage outside, insert of the hand. We can probably actually push into the hand. So if you have, it's going to be a horse-drawn coach at this time, I believe. So they sit in here, little guy. Carrie sits next to him on the other side, and then we push in here to the hand, which, you know, hands are hard to draw. Hand. Boop, boop. Holding hands. Hand squeeze. All right, we see this critical moment. Drouet gets in, so you can see these floor plans indicate where the characters are going to move, where the camera's going to look. Storyboards are showing me now how that's actually going to look in the frame. Other important elements, of course, their costumes, the coats they're wearing, whatever Carrie's stage outfit is that she changes into. These are things that Hurstwood and Drouet have bought for her, so if she's wearing something closer to Hurstwood's style, that may key us into sort of the relationship of these characters. As we think about how this is going to look, the lighting as well, right? This starts certainly very theatrical. Now, to be fair, it's a period piece, and the lighting instruments they had at the time were largely just tungsten lights, somewhat candlelight. But I think since she is an actress and she's playing on the stage, I think we can introduce color. We can introduce sort of more ethereal lighting, because Carrie goes through this world very naively, very optimistically, and, you know, to her credit, she does quite well. So we can definitely include some like reds, pinks, even some like goldens. And I think these will just like, they'll help create some visual interest, and they won't feel out of place because of the nature of the scene. Yeah, this whole thing is very high key. It's close-ups because it's very internal and it's very warm. So we can't be too close such that it's like jarring. But it's a very sublime sort of movie that we're making here. This is sort of how the scene could go. So there you have it, from page to screen, if you will. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making that. I hope we all learned something here today, including me. The more I do, the more I learn, and that's always exciting. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I know it's a thing you're supposed to say on YouTube, so yeah. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. Also, yeah, if there's any things you want to see me adapt, any scenes you want me to break down, let me know in the comments. I'll take a look. Thanks for watching.